Anyone who trades crypto knows the feeling. It's a 24/7 battlefield of crazy volatility and really high-stakes decisions. But what if you had a completely new toolkit, one powered by AI, to help you trade smarter, not just harder? Well, today we're going to dive into exactly that.
So what's the core problem we're really trying to solve here? Well, it's what we call the trader's dilemma. It doesn't matter if you're a total newcomer or a seasoned pro, you're up against this relentless, super high-pressure environment that can just wear anybody down. I mean, come on, we've all been there, right? You're staring at a chart at 3 in the morning, heart pounding, trying to figure out if you should panic sell, hodl, which, stands for hold on for dear life, or buy the dip. The market literally never sleeps, and that constant pressure is something pretty unique to crypto.
And here's what that chaos really looks like when you break it down. First, you've got this insane information overload from more than 20,000 different tokens. Then you're fighting your own emotional decisions driven by FOMO and fear. Add to that a 24/7 market with absolutely no breaks, and of course that wild volatility that can be sparked by a single tweet. It's a lot. This slide just lays out the mismatch perfectly. I mean, traditional finance tools, they were built for a world with closing bells and quarterly reports. Crypto? It runs on 24/7 social media sentiment and global buzz. It's a completely different beast. So how do you even begin to tame it?
Well, this brings us to our first solution, using AI as your own powerful research assistant. So instead of just drowning in data, you can actually use it to find the real signal in all that noise.
A prime example is the crypto whale tracker. These tools let you follow the smart money, so to speak. By tracking the moves of these huge investors, or whales, you can get an edge and see strategies you would have otherwise completely missed.
And these aren't just simple alerts, modern trackers dig way deeper. They help you figure out who actually owns a wallet. Is it a VC, a fund, or an exchange? And even more importantly, they analyze the intent. Is a whale moving funds to sell, or are they accumulating? That context, it changes absolutely everything.
And this is where it gets really, really powerful. With AI, you can start asking plain English questions that used to take hours of manual research. For example, asking for protocols with growing total value locked, which is basically just a measure of how much money is being trusted to the platform, but a declining token price. Now that is a classic way to spot a potential hidden gem.
And it's not just these super specialized tools either. Even something as common as ChatGPT can be an amazing research partner. You can use it to help you interpret complex chart patterns, summarize all the market buzz online, or even stress test your strategy by having it play devil's advocate. The key, of course, is you have to feed it high-quality data. Okay, so you've done your AI-powered research. The next logical step is execution. And this is where AI helps you trade with discipline, overcoming that emotional bias, and, well, the simple fact that you can't be awake 24/7. The contrast here is just night and day. Manual trading is slow, and it's so prone to emotional, impulsive decisions. An AI-powered approach, on the other hand, is systematic, it's disciplined, and most importantly, it can be adaptive. It learns from market conditions instead of just blindly following static, pre-programmed rules. Now, the market for trading bots is just massive, with tools for pretty much every style. You've got beginner-friendly, hands-off options, you've got convenient bots that are built right into exchanges, and you have these highly flexible platforms for traders who want to design and backtest their own really complex strategies.
But here's the real takeaway. You don't necessarily need some mysterious black box bot. The real power of AI is in tools that can adapt in real time, instead of just repeating what worked in the past. It's about making your own strategy smarter, not just handing it over completely.
Let me give you a perfect example. A traditional trend indicator might flash a buy signal just because the price crossed a line, but this can lead to a ton of false alarms or fakeouts in choppy markets. An AI-powered version is way smarter. It adds a second check, was there enough trading volume behind that move? If not, it just filters out the noise and waits for a move that has real conviction behind it.
All right, this brings us to the most exciting, and let's be honest, the most hyped up part of AI in trading, prediction. But we need to be really, really clear here. We're not talking about a crystal ball. We're talking about forecasting based on probabilities.
So it's really important to distinguish between two types of tools. You've got price prediction platforms, which use AI to forecast potential price movements, and then you have event prediction markets, which lets you trade on a simple yes or no outcome of an event, like will Bitcoin hit a certain price by a certain date.
So how do they actually work? Well, these AI predictors analyze massive, and I mean massive amounts of data, way more than any human could.
They're looking at everything from price history and on-chain metrics to social media sentiment and even a project's code quality. By crunching all of that, they can spot patterns and calculate probabilities that would be totally invisible to the naked eye.
Okay, now before we get too carried away, we have to pump the brakes and talk about the other side of the coin. AI is an incredibly powerful tool, no doubt, but it is not a magic wand, and it comes with its own unique set of risks and traps you need to know about.
This quote is just perfect. AI doesn't get rid of risk, it just repackages it. A bad strategy on autopilot is still a bad strategy. It just loses you money faster and more efficiently. You have to be aware of the traps. Whales know you're watching, so they can create misleading signals. Scammers create honeypot tokens that you can buy but can never sell. And sometimes AI just gives you more data, which leads to more confusion, not more clarity. The bottom line is, you have to stay critical.
Ultimately, if you remember one thing from this whole explainer, please make it this. The AI is not your edge. Your real edge is your own critical thinking. It's your ability to ask the right questions, to verify the answers you get, and this is the most important part, to know when the AI is wrong and it's time to trust your own judgment.
So look, AI can give you incredible amounts of data. It can analyze incredibly complex patterns, and it can execute trades with perfect discipline. It can give you knowledge, but what it can't give you is wisdom. That part is still up to you.